The mighty Penrith Panthers, considered the greatest team of the modern era, winning 4 premierships in a row. But it's not all glory for the club. If you're an avid footy fan, you have recently seen that the Panthers are in hot water over incidents involving their trainers impacting the game. In particular, running in front of the kicker as he's taking a conversion at a crucial point in the match. This will cause an outrage across the rugby league world, and has highlighted some of the past scummy behaviour the Panthers trainers have gotten up to over the years. The first incident we are looking at goes back to 2021, during the semi-finals as Panthers faced the Eels. With 2 points difference and less than 5 minutes left in the game, with the Eels on the attack, Panthers trainer Pete Green would ask for the game to be stopped due to an injured Mitch Kenny. In the rulebooks it stated at the time that a head trainer can only stop play after making an initial assessment that a doctor is required to enter the field. But Green didn't do this. He just told the touch judge to stop the game from the sideline as he was running onto the field because of an ankle injury. The Panthers would end up receiving a $25,000 fine, and Pete Green would be banned from the field of play or the sideline, basically stopping him from performing as his role as a trainer for the rest of the 2021 season, which only ended up being 2 more games for the Panthers. While some saw this as fair punishment at the time, it didn't change the outcome of the game. Green would also do the same thing earlier in the season, with the Panthers defending their own goal line when they played the Sharks, and Viliame Kikau was down with an ankle injury, and Greeny asked for the game to be stopped. The Sharks were definitely in attacking position, and there was still 13 minutes left in the game. Despite the scores being 18-6, the Sharks were still in with a chance, and a try in this set would have definitely helped momentum in their favour. For the next incident, we move to 2022, and it'll once again be Greeny in the headlights. But this time, he was running his mouth to the Rabbitohs players. The Rabbitohs alleged that Greeny was sledging Cartwright about a back injury he suffered earlier in his career. Apparently, this was a serious injury that Cartwright had suffered during his time at the Panthers before he left the club. After the game, you can see Pete Green going over to the Bunnies players, and Cody Walker was having none of it, giving him a mouthful. Now that's the Greeny saga I'm putting away for the moment. Now let's look at the start of this year, and we have the Watergate scandal, which shows Panthers trainer Shane Elford spraying the ball with water before a kickoff. This incident was only found out after the game had finished, and as you can imagine, NRL fans weren't happy after seeing this footage. Spraying the ball with water not only makes it more slippery, but also heavier, making it harder for the other team to handle. This happened in round 10 of this year as the Panthers versus the Cowboys, and that game would end up in a draw. It was later found out that the Cowboys trainer had also done the same thing in watering the ball, so some have argued that it kind of evens it out for this incident, but really neither should have done it in the first place. Both clubs would receive a $10,000 fine and both trainers receive a 2-match ban. Now for the main story, with the Panthers trainer Corey Bocking running in front of a conversion attempt at a crucial point in the Titans v Panthers match that took place just over the weekend. It was deemed as an honest mistake by the Panthers head coach Ivan Cleary, but many think differently. The incident came at such a crucial time in the match with just 5 minutes to go, and Titans taking the lead after coming back from being down 24-0 at half time, to the scores being 26-24. They were only a few points off the largest NRL comeback in history. Jaden Campbell is lining up to take his conversion attempt from the sideline, and the trainer Corey Bocking running in front of him. You can then see him waving and apologising as he's realised he's done something wrong. The Panthers would end up winning the game in extra time. Jaden would go on to miss the conversion, leaving it at a 2-point ball game. Then later on, Nathan Cleary would kick a 2-point field goal, taking the game to extra time. Then eventually the Panthers won the game. Now, a big talking point is whether the trainer did it on purpose, or either it was a major brain lapse. He could either have the worst awareness to his surroundings out of any trainer ever, including the under-12s, or he's done this on purpose. I think it was done on purpose. The reasons they gave for him being there was that he was running back because of an interchange mix-up, which regardless of that being true or not, they just cannot run in front of the kicker at any point in the game. This is basic under 10 stuff, and everyone was shocked when it happened. Just listen to the commentators.
Well, that is disgraceful. That is disgraceful.
Ivan Cleary would say in the post-game interview that I didn't see it, but we were just chatting about it in there. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. We had a sub that we were going to do, and it changed last minute. That's what he was doing. He was trying to communicate with the bench. Because it was a late change, there's a lot of stuff going on to make sure we didn't make that change we were going to. That was why there was a bit of confusion. In the end, it was just an honest mistake. He apologised straight away. Anyone around him would have seen that. The Titans would have known that. Regardless if any of this is true or not, this is just unacceptable. And nothing remotely close to this has ever happened in the past. The Panthers would end up copping a $50,000 fine, and the trainer has been suspended for the rest of the regular season. Phil Gould would speak out against this decision, but before I talk about that, other footage has come up shortly after this happened, showing the Panthers' other blue shirt trainer, Shane Elford, being on the field for basically the entire set, leading up to Nathan Cleary's 2-point field goal. The ruling of the blue shirts is they're allowed to run onto the field to give a message to the players anytime there's a stoppage in play, and 3 times during the half, or something along those lines. But if they are during regular play, they have to be off by the 4th tackle in the set. As you see in the footage, Shane was not only on during the entire set, but also was on during the 5th tackle, only making his way towards the sideline at the very end. And the entire time he was barking orders, coaching the Panthers team the entire setup until Nathan Cleary kicks the field goal. Now to touch on what Gus said about the matter. He said, "This is a perfect example of officialdom can be influenced by social media and what the fans say. Fans were blowing up long before anyone in rugby league had ever worried about it. Give me a break. Do you think it's fair these previous indiscretions come into it? The trainers are out there doing a job. They sometimes get in the way. But if he's not putting water on the ball, he's not doing his job." Now for Gus to suggest that the outcome of the fine and the bans were influenced by social media is ridiculous. He said fans were blowing up before anyone in rugby league had ever worried about it. Did he not watch the game? Not only did commentators immediately blow up, but also most of the fans in the stadium, obviously the Titans ones. And most importantly, Jaden Campbell. He's the one person who's actually affected by this happening. Gus would also go on to say that he asked Nico Hines if he would care if that happened to him, and Nico said no. But because Hines might not care about it, doesn't mean any other kick in the comp doesn't, especially Jaden Campbell, who's visibly frustrated by it. Regardless if the kicker cares or not, the trainer shouldn't be there anyway. One thing to point out about Gus is that not too long ago, he was the chairman of the Panthers and really helped rebuild the club, and positioned it for the success it's had over the past few years. So in my eyes, he's still got a soft spot for the club. Another thing to point out is what if this happened to a Bulldogs player? Would he be so casual then and not care? What if it was for a kick to win the game? What if it was in the finals? I'm sure he would have a different stance then. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on the Panthers trainers in the comments, and if you think the punishment is a fair one. Thanks for watching.